I know everybody a go like. I know everybody a go like. Success don't come overnight. No matter know a substance over hype. Do it for the love, me not do it for the life.
What's good, and welcome back to another episode of Keeping It Real. I'm live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Keeping It Real is your go-to show for personal and professional development, diving deep into fitness, public speaking, networking, and sometimes real estate. I appreciate you joining me tonight. And if you are watching live, comment. And if you're watching on the replay, I also like you to comment. If you're watching live, say hello. I'm here. It's a live show, right? I don't see anyone watching yet. All right, let's connect. This isn't just a show. It's the start of a growing community. Together, we can build a space where like-minded individuals can connect, learn, grow personally and professionally. I'd like to know what's next in your personal or professional journey? What's next in your personal or professional journey? Let me know. Chime in the comments. Comment below, and let's kick this journey off together. Hello, I'm Jason Harris, and I'm unofficially the fittest commercial real estate professional south of Boston, but maybe not this far south. Also known as Coach FitPro J, your diet-free fat loss specialist. I'm the coach who talks the talk and walks the walk. I've been there, done that, and now I empower real estate professionals and entrepreneurs to take control of their nutrition and fitness without feeling overwhelmed by keeping it simple, keeping it moving, and keeping it real. Welcome to the weekly live broadcast, Keeping It Real. All right, like I said, welcome and comment if you are live. Hello, Casey. Thank you for chiming in. I appreciate you. All right, so tonight we'll start with the core 4 of networking segment, and then after that, from stage fright to spotlight. That's the public speaking segment of the show. Then we'll get into fitness success, the 4 pillars of achievement, and then we'll finish up with the real estate segment, real estate roundup. Let's get started. All right. The core 4 of networking. Networking is an essential skill in both business and personal development. In the core 4 of networking segment, I break down key practices for building strong, lasting relationships. Do you know about the core 4? Do you even know what they are? I mean, they're up on your screen. If I catch you at a networking event and I pull you aside and ask you what the core 4 of networking are, I hope that you have an answer for me. I hope you can answer that. All right, you've been warned. All right, the core 4 of networking. What I want to do is show you guys a short clip to make sure that you understand what the core 4 are. So when I do pull you aside next time, you know what we're talking about. Here you go. What's up? I'm here with Al to give you guys another networking tip. We've given you 3 so far, and today we're going to give you a 4th. But before we do, let's recap. What's the first thing they got to do, Al?
Show up.
You got to be present and accounted for. What's the second thing?
Be yourself.
You be you, your authentic self, because nobody likes fake people. Not a good look. What's number 3?
Pay attention.
You got to do some active listening. You got to know what's going on. You don't want to stare into somebody's eyes and nod your head thinking about what you got to say next. Pay attention. And now that the recap's done, I think the 4th one's the most important. What do you think, Al?
Oh yeah, there's no point in doing all 3 if you don't do the 4th.
That's right. So why is the 4th so important now?
Because the fortune's in the FU.
What do you mean?
Fortune's in the follow-up.
Ah, that's right, follow up. Don't have a conversation with somebody, take their business card, and then do nothing. Follow up. Speaking of following up, if you guys would like to hear more networking tips from Al and myself, comment more or yes please underneath this video. And Al, what are we going to do after they make that comment?
Follow up.
Haha, that's right. See you guys later. Okay, now that you are up to speed on the core 4 of networking, you shouldn't have any problem when I ask you, pulling you aside at a networking event, hey, what are the core 4? You got to at least give me 2 of them. I mean, come on. All right, so on this show, back to the show, I'll be breaking down the core 4 1 week at a time. Week 1, show up. Why simply being present can open doors to success. Week 2, be yourself. Authenticity is the key to forming genuine connections. Week 3, pay attention. The importance of active listening and being fully engaged with others. And then we have week 4, follow up. How to maintain and grow relationships beyond the first meeting. Which of these 4 steps, showing up, being yourself, paying attention, or following up, do you think has had the biggest impact on your networking success? And which one do you need the most help on? Let me know. Chime in. Help me help you. Please share your answer in the comments, even if you're watching the replay. In addition to exploring the core 4 of networking each week, this segment will also showcase local members of the networking organizations that I am affiliated with, as well as other businesses and professionals in my network. I'll also provide insights on local networking events that I attend. This Monday happens to be week 1, so tonight's topic is Show Up, why simply being present can open doors to success. And tonight, I'm going to share a networking tip with you. All right, I'm going to share a networking tip with you. I'm going to talk about how being consistently visible, even when it's inconvenient, is important to you. Success in networking. That's what we're talking about, success in networking. It's not just about showing up once. It's about showing up consistently. Whether it's an early morning meeting or an after hours event, or maybe it's a virtual check-in with somebody, right? Making the effort, especially when it's inconvenient, can set you apart. People remember the ones who always are in the room, contributing and engaged. Okay. Over time, this builds trust, credibility, and top of mind awareness. Very important. That leads to new opportunities and stronger connections. And that's what we're networking for, right? Because at the end of the day, the biggest deals, the best opportunities, and the strongest relationships don't go to the ones who show up once. They go to the ones that show up again and again. And that's what you want to be. So keep showing up and watch the doors open for these new opportunities. So show up. Next Monday is week 2. So the topic will be yourself. Authenticity is the key to forming genuine connections. And I've got a couple of familiar guests joining me for that one next week. So you definitely don't want to miss it. It's going to be a fun one. If you are interested in being on this show, reach out. I'd love to have you on. God knows I don't like talking to myself, and I know that you guys probably don't like just hearing me talk. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. But it's a lot better when there's someone else on with me. So if you'd like to be a guest on the show, let me know. And if you catch me at a networking event, don't hesitate to pull me aside and let's make some on-camera magic happen. Don't be scared. I'm going to ask you that question. What are the core 4 of networking? Because you got to at least get 2. Remember, show up, be yourself, pay attention, and that's right, follow up. Awesome. All right. Next up is, oh, that's not next. Next up is from the public speaking segment of the show, From Stage Fright to Spotlight. Our comprehensive public speaking segment designed to help you master this crucial skill, whether you're speaking to a large audience or just in front of a small group, or maybe you're live like me online doing a video podcast, who knows. Anyway, this segment of the show will give you the tools that you need to shed the stage fright and step confidently into the spotlight. This segment of the show will also have guest appearances from some of my fellow Toastmasters. And if you don't know what Toastmasters is yet, are you under a rock or something? Let me tell you what Toastmasters is. All right, so Toastmasters International is a nonprofit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills throughout a worldwide network of clubs. Ready to experience a Toastmaster meeting in action? Are you? And start your journey to become a stronger speaker and a better leader? I belong to the Spirited Speakers Club out of Middleborough, Massachusetts, and we happen to be currently meeting virtually right now. Okay, we meet virtually, so that means that if you're in a different state or you're not near where I'm at in Massachusetts, near Middleborough, then that's fine. You can still join in and check out a meeting. We currently meet virtually, like I said, on the 2nd and 4th Wednesdays of each month. And if you want to experience a virtual meeting and see what it's all about, comment Spirited and I will share the meeting link with you. The next meeting will be on next Wednesday, March 12th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, next Wednesday, March 12th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss out. Comment Spirited, and I will share the meeting link with you. When you do log into the meeting, feel free to sit back and observe from the sidelines. That's fine. We'll make you feel welcome, but participation is optional. No pressure. Just relax and enjoy the experience. Hope to see you there. All right, that is that segment of the show. Moving on. Fitness success, the 4 pillars of achievement. Each week, I alone or with a guest will break down a specific pillar to help you build a balanced, sustainable fitness routine. Week 1, Pillar 1, nutrition habits. Master your nutrition and fuel your body for success. Week 2, Pillar 2, stress management. Practical strategies for managing life's inevitable stressors. Week 3, Pillar 3, physical activity. Tips to stay active and energized no matter your fitness level. Week 4, Pillar 4, recovery measures. Recovery is key. Learn the best ways to rest, recharge, and avoid burnout both in and out of the gym. All right, this happens to be the first Monday of the month, so our focus tonight will be on Pillar 1, nutrition habits. Master your nutrition and fuel your body for success. So this week, I thought that I'd share how to easily make a complete nutritious breakfast with my chocolate peanut butter overnight oats recipe. I mean, come on, chocolate and peanut butter and banana, you can't go wrong, right? Please stand by while I cue up that video for us. To know, for the sake of the show, what do you eat for breakfast? Please share with me what you eat for breakfast. I remember being a little kid growing up in the early 80s, okay? And growing up in the early 80s, I remember sitting down in front of my big console TV. You guys remember this big console TV? I know you guys remember that. Anyway, I remember sitting down in front of the big console TV, and I remember wearing, believe it or not, my, oh, wait for it. My Star Wars pajamas, okay? I don't know who this kid is, but he's, at least it's fitness oriented, he's got a barbell. But anyhow, I had those exact pajamas. I couldn't find a picture of me, sorry, with those pajamas. I'll have to ask moms for that. So anyway, I remember sitting in front of the big screen, the big console TV, wearing my Star Wars pajamas, watching all of the Saturday morning cartoons. I know this is a throwback for everybody, all right? Watching those Saturday morning cartoons. And what was I eating watching my Saturday morning cartoons? My Pac-Man cereal. Yes. Man, boy, was that sugary, but it was all about Pac-Man. And when I was 6, 7 years old, I was all about Pac-Man. All right. Anyhow, so, what do you guys eat? Or what did you guys eat for breakfast typically? That's what I want to know. Let me know that. Sorry about the nostalgia overload. If you can't tell, I'm all into nostalgia. All of my broadcasts thus far and the ones in the future will all have something to do with the wearing a T-shirt having to do with the 80s or 90s, okay, because I'm all about nostalgia. So that's that. So I would like to know what you guys typically eat for breakfast. Okay, what do you eat for breakfast? Okay. Let me get back to the future now. See what I did there? Anyway, let me get back to the future now. All right. I'll talk about myself while you guys mull that over and let me know what you eat for breakfast. For the past several months, I've been making a smoothie for breakfast. I'm one of those type of guys or one of those type of people that have a hard time eating a solid meal in the morning. So I typically have a smoothie for convenience, and I don't know what it is, something about solid meals. On the weekend, however, probably getting up a little bit later or getting started a little bit later. On the weekend, I have a better time eating a solid meal. All right. And typically on the weekend when I do have a solid meal, I've been lately anyway, making an omelet, okay, made with 1 or 2 whole eggs, a cup or so of egg whites. And then, of course, I've been on a Greek omelet kick lately, or a Greek kick lately. So I fill the omelet with spinach. I do use onion as well, and fresh tomato from the garden, because we got a ton of tomatoes in the garden right now. You guys don't know what you're missing if you're not growing tomatoes from the garden. Big difference from the supermarket. Anyhow, and then of course I use some feta cheese. I use the traditional feta cheese. I don't use reduced fat or anything like that. And fun fact about feta, like I said, I hope you guys got your notebooks out today, because I got quite a bit of information for you that you can use. Feta cheese is actually very close to the amount of protein, as far as the amount of fat and protein are like 1-to-1 ratio, usually in feta cheese. So you're not only getting some good fat, you're also getting protein as well when you use feta, as opposed to like a different type of cheese. Like maybe Havarti or something like that, a more creamier cheese that has a higher fat content and less protein than feta would. But that's a fun fact about feta. Parmesan cheese, Parmesan Reggiano cheese is also like that as well. They have a good fat to protein ratio, usually like a 1-to-1 type of ratio. Anyhow, what is your preferred breakfast? That's what I'm asking. I'm going to get into how to make overnight oats and share my recipe and everything that I have to teach you with tonight, but I'd like to know what you guys eat for breakfast. So please put that down in the comments section. All right. Now, I'm a big fan of eating healthy, nutritious food. No secret there. But I'm even a bigger fan of keeping it simple, convenient and simple. Life's already complicated as it is. And that's exactly what overnight oats are, highly nutritious and simple. That's why I recommend them. So, before I get into that, got a comment here from my couple of viewers here, Facebook users. Okay, for breakfast, 2 egg omelet with spinach. All right, 2 egg omelet with spinach. I appreciate you commenting. All right, you're just missing the tomatoes and the feta, and you have yourself a nice Greek 2 egg omelet with spinach and feta and tomato. Anyhow. All right, now's the time to take out your notebook and your Trapper Keeper binders and take notes, because we're about to get into how to make overnight oats. But before I do, I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about a few ingredients that are not in tonight's overnight oats recipe, because you can use many different ingredients, okay? Many different ingredients in overnight oats. Same thing with smoothies as well. So let me get into that. So different ingredients, I wanted to share some with you. The first ingredient I wanted to share with you that's not in tonight's recipe for overnight oats is pasteurized egg whites. And that's because when I say pasteurized egg whites, I mean the egg whites that are in the carton, okay? No cracking any eggs and putting it in the overnight oats. Let's not do the Rocky style, all right? So pasteurized egg whites. They add pure extra protein. What I mean by that is egg whites are all protein. None of the fat. All the fat is in the yolk. So when you buy pasteurized egg whites, you can actually ingest them without fear of getting sick or anything like that. So you can use pasteurized egg whites to add pure extra protein into your overnight oats for a protein boost. Hey, you could do it for a smoothie as well. Smoothie very well with this idea, pasteurized egg whites. It actually adds to a smoother smoothie, actually, I find, when I use egg whites in my smoothies. But you can also use an overnight oats as well. I just wanted to mention that. A few other ingredients. I figured I'd throw a carb ingredient and a fat ingredient in there for you that we're not using tonight in the recipe before we get into the recipe. All right, the next is frozen blueberries and raspberries. They are healthy carbs. They're fruit, and fruit is a carb. They pack on an antioxidant boost big time. Frozen because of cost and convenience. Fresh berries can be pretty expensive unless, if you're up here in Massachusetts like I am, have some blueberries in the yard and also have some raspberries in the yard, blackberries as well. But frozen for cost, because fresh berries tend to be pretty expensive and they don't last very long either. Frozen for convenience as well, not just cost, convenience. Just to have frozen berries in your in your freezer, just ready to go. Use them in smoothies. And again, like in here, you can use them for overnight oats as well. These berries are called superfoods because they're packed with nutrients and health benefits. So I highly recommend using berries in your overnight oats and smoothies, or just, have them even on the side. They'll melt fine when you put them in the overnight oats because, again, it's overnight. They'll melt, and all of the flavor from the frozen berry is just going to leak out into that overnight oats and give you that great flavor. Anyhow, so that's another couple of ingredients that are not in tonight's recipe for overnight oats that you could use and get serious health benefits out of them. All right. Next, let's go on to a fat. All right. So you can get your plant-based healthy fats and fiber in with ground up nuts and flax meal. All right. Flax meal, ground up nuts are just nuts that are ground up, obviously, but flax meal, all that is the flax seed ground up. So they take the flax seeds that are whole and they just grind them up. That's flax meal. Okay. Ground up flax seed. The reason why you want to do that is because if you just ingest the seed, you won't get all the health benefits because all or most of the seed may just pass through your intestine largely undigested, and you won't get any health benefits of it. So make sure when you buy flax seeds, buy flax meal instead of the seed, so you get all the health benefits out of it. But yeah, flax meal as well as ground up nuts are a great source of healthy fats, omega-3, especially for flax meal, and walnuts as well, and fiber too. Undigestible plant parts, fiber is great for you, good for your health. So flax meal and walnuts are a great source of omega-3s. So again, if you're just joining us, I am going to teach you how to make overnight oats by sharing my chocolate banana peanut butter oats overnight oats recipe. And before we get into that, I just went over a few ingredients that are not in the recipe that I wanted to mention because there are some major health benefits. And again, that's pasteurized egg whites, which add pure extra protein because all the protein is in the egg white. Remember, no cracking eggs and putting them in the overnight oats. You don't want to be sick. All right. Third thing, I guess you could say, frozen blueberries and raspberries. Okay. Use them as healthy carbs. They're packed with antioxidants, big time. And then the other thing that we had mentioned, or other things that we have mentioned, are plant-based healthy fats and fiber by using ground up nuts as well as flax meal. And again, flax meal is just the flax seed ground up, broken apart, so you can get the health benefits out of it. So that is that. Okay, so now let me show you how to make overnight oats by sharing my chocolate banana peanut butter overnight oats recipe. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys so we can get into it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get me out of it for a second here. You guys don't need to see me right now. Okay, overnight oats recipe, chocolate banana peanut butter. Let's go ahead and start with the ingredients. All right, first ingredient, about a half a cup of rolled oats, of dry rolled oats. What I try to do is get a quality rolled oats. Yeah, you have Quaker and everything. I prefer Bob Red Mills. I prefer that over any other, really. I just like that brand. Okay, so get yourself a quality rolled oat to use, and you want to use a half a cup, which is one serving of rolled oats, by the way, if you didn't know. All right, and of course it's overnight oats, so you know there are going to be oats in there. Next, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. And if you notice the colors here, what I've done is rolled oats are in green. That means it's a carb source. Okay, the reason why chia seeds is in green and that dark yellow is because chia seeds are really a high fiber food, and fiber, of course, is a carbohydrate. So that's why it's green. But they're also a great source of omega-3 essential fat or healthy fat. Okay, so that's why you have the yellow too. So you get other benefits. I find that adding chia seeds to overnight oats, once they get all moist and they start to absorb the liquids of all the flavors of everything inside the overnight oats, it gives a nice texture when you're eating it too. I mean, if you ever had chia seeds before, you know what I'm talking about. If not, try it. They're a great health benefit using chia seeds. Anyhow, that's the second ingredient in these overnight oats on this recipe. Third ingredient, about 3/4 cup of almond milk. Okay. And almond milk, of course, is in yellow because it is mostly a fat source. There's a little bit of fat in it. I mean, it's almond juice, really, technically. So, of course, you're going to have a little bit of fat in it, but it's okay. But you want to get the unsweetened. That's what you want to watch out for. You don't want to get the sweetened almond milk. And you can get unsweetened, unflavored. You can get unsweetened vanilla. I like to use the unsweetened vanilla in this recipe. That just brings another dimension of flavor to your overnight oats. All right, next ingredient. This you want to do about 1 scoop of chocolate protein powder because we're doing chocolate banana peanut butter. So you want to use the chocolate protein powder. Of course, here's where you can vary with your preference. You can use chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. I mean, whatever, cookies and cream, whatever wild idea you want to do. But for the sake of this recipe, I'm using chocolate protein powder. And you can use a protein powder of your choice. Of course, protein powders are not all created equal. Everybody has a favorite too. You can do whey blend. You could do plant-based. There's all different types of protein powder that you can use. But for sake of the recipe, in this one anyway, I'm using 100% whey by Optimum Nutrition, 1 scoop chocolate protein powder. Okay. Next ingredient, 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter, creamy or chunky. I prefer to use chunky. I prefer to use chunky in the overnight oats and creamy in a smoothie. Chunky in overnight oats because I like to have a little bit of a crunch of a little bit of peanuts that are going to be in there. I like that. It's only 1 tablespoon too, and again, natural. You don't want to use Skippy or something with a bunch of added sugars or palm oil or anything like that. Okay. So there you go. 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter. You look at the ingredients, it should just say peanuts and salt. And next ingredient is a 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt, and get the non-fat version, which they mostly come in, but plain Greek yogurt. And let's recap here. So we know protein powder is obviously protein because it's in red. Natural peanut butter, of course, is in yellow because it is mostly a fat source. And the plain Greek yogurt is another protein source. There are a little bit of carbs in it, but it's mostly a protein source and it's non-fat, so you don't have to really worry about the calories getting boosted up with having fat in it. So a 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt. And let me get this banner out of the way so that we can see this next ingredient. Okay, next ingredient is the last ingredient. Okay, a 1/2 banana, about a 1/2 medium-sized banana. And you can either slice it or dice it. I slice it all the time. I rarely dice it, but it's preference. It's up to you. I slice my bananas. So that's how that works. Before I get into how to put this together and why, I wanted to show you the nutrition facts of this particular recipe in case you're curious, okay, and talk about it a little bit. All right, so this is the nutrition facts. It's a blank label, and I've went ahead and filled it in for us. So serving size, of course, is going to be 1 mason jar because, I mean, you can use any piece of Tupperware that you like, but I prefer to use mason jars for overnight oats. I just like it. Anyhow, so servings per container, 1, of course, because you can eat the whole, mason jar. That's what we made this for. And again, if you're into food prep, you can have a bunch of mason jars lined up, have all your ingredients out on the countertop, and then just go down the line. 1/2 cup of rolled oats. Go ahead and add it to each one. The chia seeds, add it to each one. You get the idea. And then you can make overnight oats for the whole week. I mean, talk about easy. But anyhow, remember, keep it simple. Next, we have calories. Calories, about 515 calories. I don't really worry too much about what the calories are. I really care about what the calories consists of, okay? And that's down here, all right? So total fat, 16 grams. And your fat is mostly going to be from the peanut butter and the chia seeds. Yeah, a little bit from the almond milk, but most of it's from the chia seeds and the peanut butter. Saturated fat, very, very little. That's a healthy amount of saturated fat. You do need some saturated fat in your diet. You don't want to cut that all the way out at all. All right. And then here we go with carbohydrates, 51 grams of carbohydrates. And of course, your carbohydrates are coming from the rolled oats, from the chia, and of course, most of it from the banana, okay? The dietary fiber, 9.27, you're going to see that come mostly from the rolled oats and the chia seeds. That's where most of your fiber is going to be coming from. Okay, a healthy dose of fiber. And then the sugars are 13.2. Not so bad considering the total amount of carbohydrates, and looking at these ingredients, most of your sugars, that form of carbohydrate, is coming from the banana. Okay, which is a natural source of sugar. It's not an added sugar. So you don't have to look at those sugars in a negative light. They're not added sugars, like you added a tablespoon of sugar to your overnight oats or something like that. You're adding in natural banana, okay? And then lastly, we have protein, okay? Healthy dose of protein, 42 grams. And of course, the bulk of that protein is going to be coming from your protein powder and your plain Greek yogurt. Yes, you are getting a little bit out of the peanut butter, but again, peanut butter is largely a fat source, not a protein source. It's a fat source that has protein in it. Okay. And then of course you're getting a little bit of protein from the rolled oats as well. Okay. All right. So that is that. Now let's go ahead and put it together. All right. Let me put myself up here on the screen too. Here we go. All right. You guys can still see that? Let me see here. Go to the comments here. What size mason jar? Okay. For this, I would probably do a wide mouth. You have the wide mouth and you have the narrow mouth. I would probably end up doing a wide mouth because it's a lot easier to dish out and eat, not make a mess. And maybe a 32 ounce just to be safe. So you got some room in there. You know, you don't want it packed all the way to the top and then you're sitting there like eating it spilling out. You want to have room to stir it up, as you'll see in a second. But yeah, I would say about a 32 ounce or so mason jar. And then again, you can play with the ingredients too and see some ingredients have more volume if you wanted to add something else and whatnot, but that would work out. And I'm sorry I don't see your name because you're in the group, but I will see it. I will see it after the fact, but that's what I would do. Okay, let me get back here for you guys. Work out some of these steps here. So step one, all right, you want to add all the ingredients into a mason jar. Get a wide mouth and about a 32 ounce or so. And you want to stir it thoroughly until mixed. Okay. And what I've done here in this overnight oats recipe that you see up here on the screen, I put the ingredients in order of how you should put them in the mason jar. So the rolled oats should go first, chia seeds next, after that, the almond milk, and then dump the scoop of protein powder on top of that, then the peanut butter, and then the Greek yogurt. And what I like to do, I like to add the banana pieces towards the end when I'm almost done stirring so that they don't get mixed into oblivion. You know, I want to have a little bit of chunks of banana in my overnight oats. I just do. All right. You can even add in the banana at the end on the top because, you know, don't go stir crazy because you're going to end up mixing it up in step 3 anyway. We're still in step 1. So step 1, put all of these ingredients into the mason jar, wide mouth, about a 32 ounce or so. In order the way you see them on the screen, adding the banana last. And remember, when you're mixing it up, you don't want that banana to get all, or maybe you do. Hey, it's personal preference, but I prefer to put the banana on last or later. All right. Step 2. Step 2, you want to put it in the refrigerator overnight. I mean, it is overnight oats, but you at least want it to be in the refrigerator for about 6 to 8 hours. Okay. This is when the magic happens. Okay. This is when the chia seeds and the oats get all softened up nicely and soak up all those nice flavors. Okay. Of whatever you put into your overnight oats. In this case, you know, chocolate, peanut butter, and banana. Oh my. All right. Step 3. Step 3, in the morning, open the jar, give it a good stir and enjoy. Okay, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. So I love overnight oats. That is how to keep it simple with highly, highly nutritious food. Okay. So that is, I hope that you guys all got that. I'll leave it on the screen for a few more minutes while I check out these comments over here. Oh, Chastity. Okay, it was Chastity. How's it going? I see you over there all the time. Excellent. Okay, so I hope you guys remember you can always come back and come back to this broadcast and just pause the screen and pick up this recipe. Okay, so step one: add all the ingredients into a mason jar, and then put in the refrigerator overnight, or 6 to 8 hours if you're crunched for time. And then when you're done in the morning or after the 6 to 8 hours, open the jar, mix it up, and enjoy. It's just that easy. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you do go and try to make overnight oats and you have any questions, please hit me up. I'll help you out with it. And if you do end up making it and like it, let me know. If you end up making it and not liking it, let me know that too. All right. I need to bring back those nostalgic shirts. It looks like I should be playing videos that say that. All right. Nobody left a comment saying what they eat for breakfast. So I guess either no one was watching or nobody eats breakfast. We'll see. Anyway, if you are watching the replay, I still want to know what you ate for breakfast. Chime in. That wraps up tonight's fitness success segment. Next Monday is week 2. So we will be discussing Pillar 2, stress management. Practical strategies for managing life's inevitable stressors. Are you interested in being a guest on the show and joining the conversation? Or maybe you want to have your questions answered right here live on the show. All you got to do is ask. Comment below and we'll make that happen, even for those catching the replay. Now let's move on to the final segment for this evening. The Real Estate Roundup segment keeps you updated on the latest in the real estate world, whether you're interested in residential or commercial. This segment's got you covered. I'll invite guest experts on from time to time to share insights and discuss subjects that you would like to hear more about. And speaking of subjects, I would like to know what subjects you guys would like to hear about as far as real estate's concerned. So chime in the comments if you are watching now or if you're watching the replay. And if you are a real estate professional out there and you'd like to be on the show and you'd like to discuss something, hey, hit me up. Let me know that too. We'll get together. Anyhow, if you didn't already know, I am with JNUS Realty Group. Let me make this a little bit bigger here. All right. JNUS Realty Group. We are a commercial real estate brokerage and consulting firm out of Braintree, Massachusetts, servicing all of Eastern Massachusetts. And we specialize in commercial real estate transactions, including sales and leases. And we also consult on a variety of commercial real estate related matters, including, but not limited to, nonprofits, religious and otherwise, potentially environmentally compromised properties, and transit-oriented development. Other services include commercial lease audits, and if you or anyone you know owns a commercial property and wants to know its worth on the current market, we can do a commercial broker opinion of value for you. If you or someone you know is in need of a commercial real estate professional, please contact us directly or comment on this video and we'll follow up with you. All right. The other thing I wanted to mention too is we also work with residential real estate brokers. So if you're a residential agent or broker in need of commercial expertise, please don't hesitate to contact us for assistance. JNUS Realty Group. What real estate topics spark your curiosity the most? Residential, commercial, or something entirely different? I'd like to know. I'd really appreciate it if you shared your thoughts in the comments. And if you watch on the replay, that means you too. Your feedback will guide me in creating future content. Keeping it moving. Thanks for joining me for another episode. This is episode 21 of Keeping It Real. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn every week. Every first 4 Mondays of the month anyway, we'll dive into important topics that will help you grow with a mix of fun and practical advice. From nutrition habits to real estate, public speaking skills to networking strategies. This show is designed to inspire you, keep it real, and of course, keep it fun. Tonight in the Core 4 of Networking segment, I talked about the importance of showing up consistently. Then in the public speaking segment of the show, From Stage Fright to Spotlight, I shared how you can visit my next Toastmaster meeting. And then in the fitness success segment, I shared how to easily make a complete nutritious breakfast using my nutritious chocolate banana peanut butter overnight oats recipe. Then lastly, in the real estate roundup segment, I told you about my services, the services of my commercial real estate brokerage and consulting firm, J&S Realty Group. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you didn't, please let me know. And if you did, let me know that too. All feedback is welcome. If you arrived after we started, or if you missed any of the details or parts of the show, don't worry. You can always check out the replay. Before we do end tonight's show, though, I have one last thing to share. Every show will end on a high note with a funny meme or short, hilarious video to help you keep smiling. Please stand by for this week's funny moment.
Now, if Facebook Marketplace was an actual marketplace.
Hi, is this still available?
Yes, it is. Oh, okay.
Hi, is this still available?
Yeah, it's right here.
Great, I'm very interested.
Amazing. Do you need the controllers or what the hell?
Is it still available?
Yes.
You deliver.
What?
1322 Walgrove Lane.
That's over 2 hours away.
Come by anytime after midnight.
Jesus. No.
Hi, is this still available?
Yeah, hi, we've talked before.
Sorry, I was in a serious car accident.
Okay.
But I'm better now and I want to play video games.
Okay, I'm just talking with another person, so if that falls through, I'll let you know. So, you can have this now if you'd like.
What a ripoff.
All right, never mind. It's yours if you still want it.
I'll give you $100 for it. All right, I'll throw in a sack of potatoes.
No.
I'm out.
Nice Xbox.
Thank you.
$20.
Excuse me?
$20.
I bought this thing for $400 and I've used it once. I'm not selling it for $20.
$20.
I can sell it to you for $150.
$20.
Okay, fine. I don't care. Just take it.
Hi, is this still available?
Wow. I don't really have much experience with Facebook Marketplace, but I hear that's funny. Thanks for joining me this evening. I can't wait to see you for more Keeping It Real. Be sure to leave your comments, share your thoughts, and don't hesitate to get involved. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and keep it real. See you next week on Monday, March 10th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I know everybody a go like. I know everybody a go like. Success don't come over.